Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video, and drum roll please, because I have been working for a little bit on my brand new intro and my brand new outro. So without further ado, roll the intro. To discuss today is L-word couples. Of course, we have to start out with the worst couples, and then we will move on to the best couples. There are some controversial decisions in this top 10 being made, two top fives, however you want to put it. I just want to start off by saying I love the show, I love the actresses, no hate towards any actresses, only characters. Would love to start healthy debates and jokes and things, but there's no need for anyone to be mean about anyone, especially about the actresses. And it's like on my Instagram, I love when people make like silly jokes and stuff. I saw someone make a really funny like an anti-Bettentina joke, and I'm a huge Bettentina fan, but I can still laugh at those jokes. So just everybody just calm. This is just my opinion, you know, no need to get riled up about it. And if you really disagree, let me know why, and let me know your worst five, best five couples in the comment section down below. So coming in at number 5 for the worst couple on the L Word is, in my opinion, Marina and Jenny. And I think they aren't a great couple because so much of their relationship was just built on lies. Like, Marina lied to Jenny about Francesca, and Jenny was lying to Tim, and just all this whole mess. And then they also were in like very bad headspaces themselves, and everything about the relationship just was a mess and really hurt people too, which I felt really bad for Tim, because in the end he did some douchey things, but he didn't go in being a horrible person, and they were doing this behind his back. And yeah, Jenny also was in kind of a vulnerable place, and Marina was kind of manipulating her and then drops the Francesca bomb on her. So in my opinion, Jenny and Marina, sorry, number 5 on worst couples on the L Word. Number 4, this will come as no surprise to people who watch my reviews, because I always mention how much I dislike this couple, and one of the people in particular, Kit and Benjamin, are number 4 on our list. Kit and Benjamin Bradshaw, you're going to sense a theme throughout these worst couples, and it's lies. I hate liars, and I hate people who start relationships with someone new when they haven't finished the relationship with the person they're dating at the time. Can all my ex-girlfriends in the back hear me? So yeah, I really like Kit. There's nothing that I liked about Benjamin. He was like a snake oil salesman, and the whole thing with Bet's dad too, and he just, yeah. Kit, what were you thinking? Kit and Benjamin, number 4 on our list. Number 3 on our list, I know there are a few people out there who like this couple, but I feel I'm going to get a lot of fellow Tibette solidarity when I say number 3 on the list is Bet and Jody. They were not a match to me anyway. Their personalities clash terribly. They just never seemed even that they would be friends, never mind in a relationship. Like, Jody disliked her kid, Bet disliked her friends. Then they had the, you know, Bet was her boss, or Jody reported into her, and it was a whole mess of things. And just Bet and Jody, there was never a point where I was like, they could make this work. So number 3 on my list, Bet and Jody. Number 2 on the list, no one will be surprised by this one, as I still have yet to see any real fans of this relationship, but I think some people might be shocked that it didn't become number 1 on the list. And number 2 for the worst couple on the L Word is Shane and Jenny. Just what were they thinking? This was definitely a season 6 moment where it was, we know this is season 6, let's do what we want. Shane and Jenny just, no. They're friends, and I don't know if other gay girls watching this are like me, but there's your friend's glasses that you wear and you can't look at them any other way, or there's someone you can date glasses, and that's it. Just no, don't date your friends. No, it's fun for no one. The only good thing that came out of the Shane and Jenny relationship was the season 6 like little clip montage of Alice texting everyone and talking about them. That was hilarious. One of the funniest moments of the entire show, and that's definitely the only thing that kind of saved this couple from being number 1 on the worst list. So of course, without further ado, who was the worst couple ever on the L Word? And I don't think too many people are going to fight me on this one, but that dishonor goes to Tina and Henry, who, when I say Tina and Henry, I kind of like, my stomach gets a little bit upset because everything about that couple, and even Henry, just he was like a wet blanket. Boring. Another thing of Tina was starting to like bring him around when like her and Bet weren't completely finished, and we were all wanting the Bet and Tina to last and stay together, and then Henry shows up and he's just so like boring and and then everything about them as a couple, like Tina very much took a step back. We didn't see her as much. She seemed like a shell of a person. So without a doubt, Tina and Henry are the worst couple that we've ever seen on the L Word. So now that we've got our worst couples out of the way, who are the best couples to ever grace us with their presence on the L Word? I know I said 5, but I do have an honorable mention for this category because they weren't, you know, both mains on the show too, so I kind of feel okay about just adding them in as a bonus. But number 6 on the list is Joyce Wishnia and Phyllis Kroll. They both were just brilliant when they were on the show. Joyce stole every scene. I love Jane Lynch. Sybil Shepherd's great too, and I just love the whole storyline with them and like being older women too, and it was great. So they're my little honorable mention in the best category. My number 5 is going to be a little bit controversial because I know some people would put this as their number 1 or number 2, and again, I really like both the actresses, but the number 5 best couple on the L Word, Shane and Carmen, and this is why. Carmen is one of my favorite characters. Sarah is an amazing actress and she is gorgeous. Shane is a great character, great friend, everything. She's in Gen Q too, but they did not suit each other. I think that there's other people that have been better suited to Shane, and obviously they did not work out in the end. Shane left Carmen at the altar, and now I watched the show when it came out, when I was like, you know, a late teenager, early 20s, and I didn't really think as Carmen as super problematic when I watched it originally, but now as like a 30-year-old woman, when I watch it, in the beginning there was a lot of, Carmen, what are you doing? And then the whole thing with Jenny, and then just as like a little added, I really didn't like how Carmen treated Max. So Number 5, they're still a good couple. They're still, you know, gorgeous together. They gave us Too Hot, so that kind of bumped them up into at least 5th place. So Carmen and Shane, 5th place for our best couple on the L Word. Another couple here for number 4 that I think some people would put it as their number 1, and that is Alice and Dana. And again, this couple lost points for the way they ended, with Dana not finishing things with Alice and starting things with someone new. Again, it's like they read my ex's playbooks. Like, did they speak to people who dated Ashley and ask them the best way to end relationships? I'm joking, but not really. Alice just had, you know, a little bit of spinning out afterwards, and we've all been there too. In their beginning as well, Dana was cheating on Tanya, so yeah, it just wasn't the greatest. But when they were a couple and were together, they were really good. And of course, even Leisha said on Pants, like, that was the defining relationship story of Alice, and it was one of the most important relationships. So number 4, best couples, Alice and Dana. Number 3 on the list is another controversial one, and that is Shane and Molly. I actually really liked Molly on the show, and even though they had that weird thing with Phyllis and Phyllis not thinking Shane's good enough, I think Shane and Molly were actually a better match than Carmen and Shane, and I liked them as a couple. I thought that they were good to each other, and that Molly pulled Shane up, and Shane kind of didn't, you know, let Molly get away with like any BS, and I just really liked them together. I thought they complemented each other well, and they had fun together. So number 3 on my list, Shane and Molly. Number 2 on my list, if I probably wasn't biased, they would probably be number 1, but who am I kidding? I can't take my personal feelings out of this list. So number 2 for the best couple on the L Word is Alice and Tasha. And it's a little bit frustrating putting them as number 2 because we still don't know what happened to Tasha. I would just even love on Generation Q if we got and then Tasha moved to Australia or something. Like, what happened? Clearly they've broken up from the end of the original L Word until now because Alice is with Nat. But what happened? Did Tasha go with Jamie? Did they date for 5 more years? Like, what happened? Actually, really not funny, but the other day I saw on my Facebook from 10 years ago, I'd put something about how like Don't Ask, Don't Tell was still in existence. And that's why it's crazy to me that when I first watched the show, like Don't Ask, Don't Tell was a thing. And that episode with Tasha and, you know, where they have the military court, it was a really big deal to do that at the time. So I don't think people who watch the show, you know, years later and have never really had to deal with Don't Ask, Don't Tell, they don't realize what a big deal it was and what a big deal it was for the show to do. So I really, if you haven't watched the original show in a while, go back and watch that Don't Ask, Don't Tell episode. It's really, really amazing. But talking more about Alice and Tasha, apart from the upset with, you know, Jamie at the end, they were a really good couple, and I think they complemented each other really well. They're both very driven, hardworking people. They both had very strong principles and, you know, believed in what they were doing and loved their friends and loved each other, and I just really, really liked them as a couple. So without a doubt, number 2 on my list of best L Word couples is Alice and Tasha. So here we are at number 1. And did you really have any doubt who was going to be number 1 on this list? Hello, it's me. And I'm pretty biased about my favorite couple. And I know that there's some people out there who are going to be like, Ash, what are you doing? No, they love talking about how that they're, I know there's some people sick of them, and I know there's some people that don't like them, but it's just, I don't know, I look at the past through rose-tinted glasses, and I love them so much because they were the first like gay couple I ever identified with. And you know, I was young, I was a teenager, I didn't, you know, I looked at the good. So without a doubt, my number one L-word couple of all time, Bet and Tina. What can I say that I haven't already said a million times? They are just fantastic. I love Bet, I love Tina, I love Bet and Tina, I love both of them. They are fab, and in the beginning, were they a great couple? Maybe not great. I really liked them, but what made them great was the work they did to get back to each other, and the couple that we left in season 5, well, not season 5, but because season 5, there was a lot going on, but the couple in season 6, they listened to each other, they fought for each other, they helped one another, lent on one another. They were just fantastic by the end, because Bet had learned to let Tina in, and Tina had learned that sometimes she can be the alpha, and they're a great couple. They mean so much to me and to so many people I know, and if Showtime keep taunting us with their tweets, then I really, really hope that Generation Q, they finally see sense and get them back together. I mean, it was really nice that they brought Tina back on the show, but whenever they put out those tweets, it's just so funny to me, because you can see how loved they are by everyone, because immediately, like, obviously I follow a lot of like the L-word accounts and stuff, and everybody's just like, Bet and Tina, and they're like, you know, tweeting the Showtime thing and like sending pictures and stuff. And there aren't too many, you know, fictional couples that can have that sort of power. And even when Tina came back on the show, I mean, that is what launched my channel. I just happened to think, oh, I'm going to do an L-word review, and it was coincidentally the episode where Tina came back, and because I live in the UK, I was a few hours ahead, and so when I posted it, it hadn't even aired on Showtime yet, and once it did, everyone immediately went online, and that's how my channel got seen by so many people. So that's also one of the main reasons that if I didn't love them enough already, they helped me with my channel. So Bet and Tina, sorry for people who don't like them, but they will always be, without a doubt, unless, you know, Bet comes and marries me, will be my number one L-word couple, Bet and Tina. And that's it for our list, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure that you let me know down in the comment section, do you agree with my list? Do you disagree? Did I miss anyone out? I'm sure there's people have a few things to say, so let me know down in the comment section. And don't forget, I have a new outro, so stay to check that out. And of course, guys, don't forget to follow me on social media, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already to stay up to date with all L-word content, to like the video if you enjoyed it, and to drop me a comment down in the comment section. Do all of these things and you'll be entered into the draw to win an L-word Generation Q Season 1 DVD. Thank you again so much, guys. Make sure to take care of yourselves, look after one another, and I'll see you soon. Bye!